Hello and welcome to Hold My Popcorn. I'm Max Healy in Nashville, and over in Boston we have the now keto-less Tim Begin. How you doing, Timmy? Okay.
Strong start.
Is he gone?
Start.
Wait, are we sure we don't have a guest on the show? What the fuck?
You gotta plug in the microphone and talk into it.
Did he text us? No, I don't see a text. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. What you say?
I was talking for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, Max, I'm doing good. I just ate a pound of lo mein, and all things are swell here.
Good. Okay. Over in Sacktown, California, we have a sick John Anoshak recording from his toilet.
I haven't shit in 2 days, and I'm trying to, and I have the fucking... I'm being colonized right now by something evil. It's not moving fast enough. I feel like I have the Nina and the Pinta coming through my colon, but nothing's moving. Great news out of California today. This is for you, Bill, by the way.
Oh, nice.
The UC system decided to waive all ACT and SAT requirements to get in, so standardized testing is going the way of the dinosaurs. I'm fine, Max. How are you?
Why would you say that's for me? That's not for me at all. I'm going to be upset about that entirely. I feel like you don't know me at all, John.
Standardized tests.
I love standardized testing, so what is California doing? How are they going to measure the merits of these students? You can't do it. Can't do it.
See, this is the problem when you let a relationship just wither on the vine as coworkers. We could have taken it to the next level at this point.
Oh, God, no, definitely not. No, thank you. Max, continue. Continue.
Okay. All right. Well, we're also welcoming back Magic Mike Preble.
Ahoy, Max. Ahoy, y'all. Everything's fine.
Good.
I watched this movie. It was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just like I enjoyed it the 188 other times I've seen it. So it was good.
It's been fun for me because I've only watched all these movies one time. So that's been nice.
Really? Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, every time they're on that sci-fi or whatever, they have like the Harry
USA.
Potter weekend. I just sit my ass down, grab some beers, and that's that.
Let's go to town. And in Portland, Maine, we have Bill Dooley, who's a squib.
Oh, good.
Gotcha.
Good.
Gotcha,
You managed to find a new way to let me down. Thanks, Max. I appreciate that. I don't think you even asked how I'm doing, but I'm doing fine. So
Good,
thanks for
didn't
not
ask.
asking.
Great.
How are you, Max? How are you?
I'm good. I took the trash out a day early yesterday, so that's the kind of week I'm having.
Holy shit. Oh, it's getting dark.
Got up today, I'm like, it's not Friday, huh? Shit.
When are you going to start cutting the lawn with a pair of scissors?
Oh, I've already started that.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a pair of scissors and a ruler. That's all you need.
Plucking
Anything
every
that
weed.
keeps me out of this house for longer.
Well, next you can aerate the yard with a fork.
All right, well, we're nearing the finish line of our Harry Potter movie marathon as we watched 2009's Harry Potter and the Half-Blooded Prince.
It's true. That's what happened.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The movie with the glossy filter.
Yeah.
A glossy.
Don't understand. This movie was nominated for Best Cinematography. I thought it was like a weird Instagram filter the entire time. I did not like the way it looked.
Yeah.
There was a period that Hollywood kind of did that. What was the Tom Cruise movie with Jamie Foxx?
Oh, that's Collateral.
Yeah,
That
Collateral.
was digital camera. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like everyone was throwing filters and shit onto things. And then J.J. Abrams had to come and blind everybody with
Lens
his
flare.
Lens
Fucked it
flares.
all up.
Lens flares.
Jesus, dude.
When I think of the late 2000s in the movie scene, I always think of lens flares.
Lens flares.
So
and
much.
Twilight filters.
Ugh.
Fucking movie. Fucking Twilight filter. Ugh. All right. Should we just get into the movie?
Let's do it.
Yes,
Wonderful. Okay, movie opens up with the Death Eaters trashing Diagon Alley, kidnapping Ollivander the Wand Maker, and destroying a bridge in London, killing several muggles. Also, Harry hits on a cute waitress at a train station coffee shop.
I gotta correct you there, Max.
Go
The girl
ahead.
hits on
Right.
the girl hits on Harry, and Harry just kind of like awkwardly flounders about. It's probably the most unrealistic part of the entire series, focused on a boy who turns out to be a wizard, is that a fairly attractive girl hits on this person.
That's true.
Dude, she wanted a Thunderbolt ride. And I can tell you that because she did not see that he was reading the fucking Magic newspaper with all the moving pictures and shit. So she wanted that duck. I mean, dude.
Harry could have sealed the deal right there, but yet he gets like dragged out by Dumbledore. Harry, take her.
What a cock
Take
block.
her into the back. Take her into the back room. You know, pump. You're 2 pump jump. Harry's definitely a 2 pump jump.
Yeah. Do it the way Kennedy did it. 2 pumps and you're out.
I had the same reaction as Bill. I was like, about a movie based about magic, this is definitely the least realistic thing I've ever seen. This skinny, sallow, generally unattractive English person awkwardly sitting in this like abandoned train station, apparently, with this one girl looking at that tosser Harry Potter. And I was like, oh my God, this is taking me out of the movie instantly. We started off well, there was explosions, Death Eaters, and then this. Ugh, terrible.
Yep. Then Dumbledore does cockblock Harry's potential date, uses them as a recruitment tool in order to bring the potions professor Horse Slughorn out of retirement, who's been hiding from Death Eaters disguised as an armchair.
Dumbledore has a serious problem with just like, well, he must be bipolar or something. We already know he's crazy, but he went from, I'm not going to talk to you for a year to, hey, I'm going to come and cockblock the shit out of you. And we're going to go talk to this creepy old man that's going to try to put you into his collection. What does that mean? Don't ask.
Road trip.
Dumbledore is a crazy psychopath. This, again, just is help reaffirming this over and over and over again. Because even, when he leaves, he's like, he's going to try and collect you, Harry. And that's when Harry should have said, that's a weird thing for you to say. And also for you to know him enough. This guy who's your friend, apparently, who has a predilection to collect young people. This sounds this sounds SVU-ish.
That has a very strong Epstein feel to it.
Yes.
He's going to try and collect you, Harry. You must let him. Fuck no. Definitely not. I'm not going to let him collect me. That sounds real weird.
Listen, he's a big donor. You got to do it.
He's a big donor. I know you have some like plan, and I fit into the plan, and I can't know how I fit into the plan. But anyways, these are the exact same things that pedophiles say to people. So how do I know the difference?
By the way, does a chosen one have to be a virgin?
That's really the only reason why Harry's in there.
Look, Harry, he's gonna ask you to do stuff. You have to do it. We need this information. Anything he tells you to do, take off your clothes. Do it.
Come sit over here, little boy. Do it, Harry. Do it.
And if you tell your parents, you'll get in trouble too.
Oh, wait.
Oh, God.
That's terrible. But I will say, I do like just the scene in general because there are just some very enjoyable lines where, like, they put the whole room back together and Dumbledore's like, that was fun. Like, brief pause. Then he's like, can I go to the bathroom? It's like, sure, I guess.
So Dumbledore performs like the one magic trick that like everybody since the dawn of fuck time has wanted to perform in their home. And you just destroy it, wave your wand, and you're good to go. This points back to he doesn't have to speak to cast these spells. Is that ever covered in the books or something?
Yeah.
Or
Because even Harry and later on, Harry and Malfoy, when they get into the fight, they don't say anything for most of it.
Got it.
Yeah. If you know how to do the spell and it's like a routine spell or whatever, you don't have to say anything.
Interesting. Yep. Okay. Second point. Who the fuck has gallons of dragon blood just on deck?
A guy who collects little boys.
Fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
And a guy apparently who's
must have been a murder. Little Timmy's gone. Must have been a murder. Look at all this blood. Yes, gone. Not in my basement.
Just hear the chains rustling beneath. What's that? Nothing at all.
I'll stay young forever. What's that? Nothing. I gotta say though, for the book lovers though, I do hate that they changed the Dumbledore intro because in the book it is great because he burns the Dursleys. Like he just politely shits on the entire family. And then they all just kind of like look at the floor embarrassed.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. What does he say?
he says something
You don't have
like,
to go verbatim, but
no,
like,
but he says something like, when I came this doorstep, like 7 or 16 years ago, I told you to, treat this kid with love and care like he's your child, and you never did that. And you also permanently damaged your own son for spoiling him. And they're like, oh, shit.
whoa.
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
That would have been a lot better.
Yeah, it probably would have been more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And also, I have to say, this is like the one of the few scenes that the book, like Harry seems like very smart as opposed to the movie, because he's like reminding Slughorn of like all the things that he misses. Whereas in this movie, it's just like Slughorn's remembering on his own. He's like, oh, I used to be able to do all these things, but now I can't because I'm in hiding because I've been like traveling. And like that's the thing that Harry does in the book. And Harry basically does nothing the entire time other than say goodbye and be Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
He has a lot of FOMO.
Doing
Great.
Doing nothing is kind of a theme for Harry in this throughout this movie. Actually, there's multiple instances where he literally just does nothing, and sometimes it works for him, and other times it really ends up with a shoe to the face.
Yes. The most violent thing in this entire film series, getting stomped in the face.
Speaking of shoes, Harry then spends the rest of the summer at the Weasley's shitty, soon-to-be fucking burnt-down shoe house.
Oh, my God.
It needed to happen. It was a hazard.
And then he cut into just the real intro from the book where Snape tells Bella Lestrange and Draco's mom that he's the mole in the Order of the Phoenix, and he makes the unbreakable vow to carry out Draco's mission if he can't.
Typical Draco. His mom has to come in to like hire somebody to like, do his test just in case he fucks up. Fucking Draco.
He is. I like this scene very much because I think it's like well done overall. I just think it's very enjoyable. But it's just again Bellatrix just being like real weird, like coming right up to Snake, like pawing on him, and he's like, "Get away from me!" It's like, why do you keep touching people? Like in a weird way.
You can hear her skitter if you listen close enough. It's just every movement just.
Don't touch.
I think it's interesting. There's kind of like a theme throughout this movie of whether or not they fully trust the person that they're following. With Arthur, Lupin just being like, Harry, you're not allowed to question. If Dumbledore trusts Snape, then you trust Snape, and that's it. That's the end of the story. Like, don't question it. And like Bellatrix is also questioning Voldemort, and like this, I don't know, there's just kind of like a running theme throughout this movie of questioning the two greatest wizards, basically. I think that's interesting.
Right. Yeah. Fast forward to Hogwarts Express with Harry using his invisibility cloak to spy on Draco, which backfires because Draco stuns Harry, kicks him in the face, and covers him back up with the cloak. But thankfully, shortly after, Tim's girlfriend, Luna Lovegood, saves the day.
Yeah, cat.
Just wandering around, being a crazy psycho. I like him, you know what I mean?
With glasses that make you trip balls. Yeah, it's fun. Dude,
yeah.
She knows how to fucking party.
No shit.
But I've got to say, Malfoy, he went up like 10 gangster points in my book. Just for like the face stomp. I was like, huh, all right, dude. All right.
Yeah.
Harry would be dead.
Yeah.
Harry would be dead.
Yeah.
He gets got curb stomped.
Yeah. Way worse than a broken nose for sure.
Those weren't like
he can't
slippers
move.
he did it with it either. Those were like fucking wood-soled shoes.
Dress shoes and puncture a cheek.
I also like this part because this is like the first instance of like Harry being like a bad like investigator, spy, whatever you want to call it. So that's the whole thing. Like Dumbledore's giving him missions and he's just like horrible about being. He's like, so about that memory you have, damn it, Harry. Oh, you fucked up again. He like just cannot figure it out.
So subtle. Subtle.
He is fucking awful at it the entire movie.
It drives me nuts too. I think it was just before this. Well, sometime before they were in the Weasley's house or something. They saw the Malfoys go to that Bergen and Bortz, right? That's where.
Yep.
And he sees them doing that thing, and Harry's like, done. That was an initiation ceremony. Obviously, we could all clearly see it. I mean, did you see that fine cabinet? It has to be an initiation ceremony. Like, what else could it be? I think what initiation ceremony has like just like random pieces of furniture as being an integral part of it? I don't understand that jumping conclusion there. And then also, how do you not react? This is an instance of him not doing anything. Like, all right, you're lying there, you're under the invisibility cloak. Like, he waits until he's the last person in the train, uses magic to shut all the blinds, turns around and speaks to you, and you still don't do anything. You just lie like, well, maybe he can't see me.
T-Rex.
Like Draco's talking to himself again. Let me stand perfectly still. See what he says. Maybe he reveals everything right now at the beginning of the book. God, I don't think so.
Wait for Potter, wait for it.
Exactly. It's like,
I think the truth.
Trap.
The truth is probably far more damning of Harry. I think he was just passed the fuck out up there. I mean, think about how early he had to get to the station to climb up there and then throw the cloak on. Also, speaking back to what Holden had said at one point, like a couple episodes back, he was definitely beating it.
Or he was
just
nodding
fatigued.
off, dude. Maybe this is like a train spotting Harry Potter crossover.
That'd be
Ooh, pun intended, too.
He was riding the rails around during the summer. He probably was just fucking shooting up with Ewan McGregor.
Well, he's definitely running some rails later on in the book, too, or later on in the movie as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
Speaking of, too, so in the first potions class, you have a sexist scene of all these boy crazy hooas clamoring over this love potion, followed by Harry winning a bottle of liquid luck after he follows a set of handwritten instructions in his used potions book that once belonged to a mysterious person named the Half-Blooded Prince.
What a terrible class this is. Make this perfect potion. Here's the recipe for the potion. Oh, by the way, the recipe's wrong. So you're never going to get it right. What are they even teaching these kids? That not to trust the teacher? Like, I don't fucking understand.
Evolution.
That's a good point, because that ain't real.
I also love that. And again, this is something that I always just is so interesting about, like the bounds of magic. So the prize is liquid luck, right? And he describes it as like, if you take it, everything you do will succeed. He's like, yeah, it's very difficult to make. And I'm like, but people can make it. So how is this potion not just being abused everywhere?
Yeah,
do you know what
steroids.
I mean? To like just make everything you do turn out. Like, why hasn't Voldemort drank like a gallon of this shit? You know what I mean? To like take over the world. Like, how is this not readily accessible to him?
They should have had a little omission. Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you really wanted to focus on something, focus on that.
Yeah.
That solves all the problems.
Yep.
Instead, he's doing all this random shit. He's like, oh, well, let me take these very extravagant, like these like things that have like such a like so unlikely to succeed. Like he's like, that's the real avenue. It's like, or just hire Snape to make all this shit for you like a billion times, and then fucking invade and do all what you want to do, and then you'll win, right? Isn't that the whole point? Is that what he just fucking said?
Or Dumbledore just being when he's over that bowl drinking all that death juice. He's like, I really wish I had that liquid luck right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
This would have gone so much better.
No,
that is a good, like I've heard the argument before that the time turner, like it's obviously so powerful that like it kind of like, why don't you just always use that then? And like, yeah, I've never heard that for the Felix, the luck potion, but it's the exact same thing. It's a great point. Why wouldn't just everyone be trying to, I wonder who, like if two people drank it with opposite motives though, how would it work? Just cancel out?
Yeah. Or if it's some sort of like monkey paw thing, it's like if you drink too much of it, then everything starts going like horribly wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, right?
Like
I mean, like
Click, the movie.
It's just like Click.
just like that.
Good reference, Tim.
Very good.
Great.
I like it.
I think that Dumbledore used the time thing, went back in time, and fucked up all the chemistry textbooks.
He must have.
That's the answer.
Also, I'm pretty sure this is the same liquid luck that Jack Burton and all the like those ninjas use in Big Trouble in Little China. I'm fairly certain.
That's a great.
No, that's just cocaine.
Max, I'm a big fan of this crossover that
Yes.
Harry Potter and the Jack Burton version of San Francisco are the same in the same universe.
Yeah.
Now that I can get on.
I feel kind of invincible.
Yeah,
Me too. I have a very positive attitude about this.
exactly. I kind of seem a little high now for some reason.
getting
It's a
hot
very
in here.
interesting choice.
Oh, I love that movie. We're getting there soon, Probable.
I know.
Episode 100. We're getting there.
trucking towards it, Max.
All right. After this, was somebody going to say something? Nope. Okay, cool.
Nope.
No.
Wonderful. After this, Harry joins Dumbledore in his pensive memory of the first interaction that he had with an 11-year-old orphan Tom Riddle, who immediately throws out a bunch of red flags.
Yeah.
Done. Jesus Christ.
My God, like oh, hey, I like hurting people and talking to snakes. Oh, cool. Come join our school. Yeah.
Those like beady staring eyes, that's the start to a horror movie.
Yep.
That's the start to one of those horror movies where like a family adopts some kid from like fucking Romania who has no backstory, and it turns out it's the devil, right? Yeah. That's that story. Dumbledore just walked into like a terrible horror movie.
Yeah. Also, here are all my trophies that I stole from all my victims. I mean, friends.
Yeah. Right.
Again, this child, this like presumably 9-10-year-old child says, I can make people hurt when I want them to. Like, oh my God. Jesus Christ. What 9 or 10-year-old says this? I know like kids are like, like there's all these stories, like fiction or whatever about like them being very truthful. That's a little too truthful. Yeah. It's like I can make people hurt when I want to, and sometimes I just cut people's heads off. It's like, what's that? Why don't you come to our school? Maybe we can solve this out. Yeah. We can rub this one out. Don't worry about that.
I feel like that's normal when you've hit puberty, but yeah, when you're like 7, no.
You shouldn't be this jaded yet. I know you live in an orphanage, but even this is a little much.
Yeah.
I don't know. This seems a little dark, but on the other side, there's a pedophile at that school that would love to meet you. So why don't you come on down?
And to your collection, to his collection.
Collect him, please.
Yeah. Said Joe Paterno.
Joe Pa.
But so, I mean, again, in the book too, that like Dumbledore does mention too, he's like, that's the last time I saw him actually be himself. Like he corrected himself once he went to school, and he's a sociopath or psychopath. So like he just started acting like a completely different person once that happened. And that's why he always kind of had a thing against Dumbledore too. It's because Dumbledore like saw him actually show his real self. He's like, shit. He knows who
Dumbledore
I am.
knew.
Nobody else does. Yeah, pretty much. Also, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, it's just going to be a trivia fact. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. Well, like the whole thing leading up to it too. This is by far the most we see of Dumbledore in any of the movies, right? Yep. This has to be the most screen time he gets. The conversation that he has with Harry leading up to them going into the Pensieve is just so uncomfortable, where he's like asking Harry about his relationship status with Hermione.
Yes.
It feels like Dumbledore has like a vested interest in the outcome of that question, and like it's just very, very uncomfortable that whole time. He's just like, I just thought because you two, and okay, that's great. Anyway, do you want to come join me in my memories?
Sorry, Max, before you tell this thing, I just had a thought. It would be like really fucked up is that like, as we find out later on, Dumbledore is kind of like interested in this idea that like only like the best and most powerful should rule. Wouldn't it be fucked up if he was just like, oh, you two would make perfect because you're like super powerful, Harry, and she's like super smart, so you can make like these super smart, awesome, powerful babies, and you guys could rule. Be like, oh my God, again, just continuing this whole theme of like Dumbledore is like a psychopath, like borderline, like it's like, no, we need the best to rule us.
He's a wizard eugenicist.
Yeah, basically, right?
She's interested in the ginge. No, Harry, you'll have to break that up. That won't do.
Exactly. He's like, no, this one, he's useless. God, he's like, oh, I would kill him myself, but that's what I have Hagrid for.
No, what would actually be happening would be like he would go, oh, interested in Ron, eh? Cutscene to Ron hanging his entrails hanging outside, he's hung outside the thing, and then he just looks at Hermione and Harry and go, "Nothing in the way now," and then walks away.
So the little trivia fact too is that the actor playing 11-year-old Riddle is Ralph Fiennes' nephew, who plays Voldemort.
That's awesome.
Interesting. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. They wanted to find somebody. They thought that would kind of work out. It's like find somebody who's kind of, who's actually looks like him.
He actually did a really, really good job too.
Yeah, he did.
Or he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
Or he was just very honest.
He pulled off a full Damien. I mean, I thought the world was ending.
Yeah. Yeah, the flashback Riddle is always scarier than the actual real Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
Except not Diary Riddle. Diary Riddle from movie 2 is not scary.
No.
He's such a
Diary, you mean 1950s Diary Riddle?
Yeah.
Looks like he's ready to go to the sock hop. I was like, I can't. You ain't scary. Go back to your book.
All right. Then Ron wins the keeper position during Quidditch tryouts. No one cares. As you fast forward to the wintertime.
Fucking useless.
Piece of shit.
Thank God you did that, Matt, because I was about to lose it. I was like, oh my God.
Gives a fuck.
We should say Ron wins. Ron wins the keeper job at the help of his really like 100% from his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who's not really his girlfriend.
By cheating.
Yeah. He steals the position.
Because he's such a goddamn loser.
And his best friend is the captain.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Really define some big odds there, Ron. Then you fast forward to the wintertime with the gang trying to figure out who the half-blooded prince is when Katie Bell, a character never mentioned before in any of the movies, gets violently cursed by an object that she was hell-bent on delivering to Dumbledore. Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
It got ugly, dude. She had like the full jaw distended. I mean, doing lizard thing. You know, it almost looked like, what was that? Summer House or whatever it was, Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway.
Like that's
Yes. Oh, Jesus.
And I was really looking hard for a little baby penis to be floating out there. But I know that everybody making the movie saw it too.
Yeah. That was a fucked up part, but the thing I have to say is, was it the scene before that when they're all in like the three broomsticks and what's his face, Slughorn's getting like hammered basically.
Yes.
What I will say, he has probably one of my favorite lines in this entire series, which is when he spills the beer on the table and on Hermione and just goes, "Oh, all hands on deck, Granger." Hilarious. I laugh every single time out loud. I think it's so funny.
This movie might be one of the funniest ones in the series. Like, because immediately after that too, he exclusively talks to Ron and to Harry and Hermione the whole time, and then just before leaving the table, he turns to Ron and goes, "Good to see you, Wallenby." Like,
Yes.
I
Calls
just
him
want to
Rupert at one point, which is the actor's real name.
Yeah. Weatherby. Dude, it's so funny. He's just like so elitist. He has like no understanding of like social norms. He's like, well, you're famous and she's smart and he's useless. So why would I talk to him? Well, see you later, and just like leaves. That's fucking perfect.
Perpetually drunk too.
Yeah, exactly. Just hammered the whole time.
The necklace scene is pretty fucked up though. That's one of the darkest scenes in the movie so far.
Yeah.
They're just getting like thrown around side to side.
Yeah, her just getting tossed around is like actually jarring.
Yeah.
Because Hermione's like drunk. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing too. Like, can you drink at 16?
Yeah, is that butterbeer
I don't
alcohol?
know in this wizarding world.
I didn't think butterbeer was alcoholic, but yeah, it must be, right?
It must have like some amount of it. So maybe it's like implying that like she's a lightweight. I don't know, but it was like a very kind of like wholesome-y, like, oh, isn't this funny? Like they're coming back, having a good time. And then meanwhile, this woman's getting like spirit possessed and is just getting like ripped around. It's like, oh my God.
Hermione's like, I'm too drunk for this shit.
Yeah, it's like, just carry me back. God,
I can see Hermione be like, like just laugh at it.
It's over for phone him. Just like brings her like 20 feet higher in the air. She's like,
Could you imagine a drunk Hermione's actually making everything worse? She's like, I got it, you bitches. Let me take care of this. Just like shoots her to the moon. It's like,
oh my gosh, she's got a penis. Then a little bit later, Harry pretends to give Ron the good luck potion, which works because Ron has a great game and makes out with Lavender Brown to the dismay of a broken-hearted Hermione.
They did more than make out, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
They went all the way.
They were looking for an empty room, right? When they came across Harry and Hermione sitting. So, I mean, yeah, there was more going on than snogging.
And they went up into a tower. And you know what a tower looks like? A cock. So they were fucking.
These are facts. It's just stating facts, and we all just have to live with them.
Literature.
This is when like again, just like going a little macro on this. What if like Dumbledore is just like setting this all up, like trying to drive Hermione and Ron apart, right? And he's just sitting in the corner, like watching Harry and Hermione as they're like commiserating together. He's like, good, excellent.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Lavender Brown has a really, really weird obsession with Ron, almost verging on the point of what feels like what we see later is love potion. So maybe Dumbledore has slipped Lavender Brown some love potion to break up Hermione and Ron. I love
this. This makes more and more sense the more you realize how much of a psychopath Dumbledore is. It's like, sure, of course. He's so powerful and so good at everything. My God.
3D
Dumbledore's smart enough.
chess.
I bet he's like filming them and turning like filming that shit and like putting it on the internet.
Well,
He's making money.
Sell,
off it.
at least he's at least selling it to Slughorn.
Exactly. They have some illicit child sex ring thing going on here. It's like, oh dear.
Him and Hagrid.
Poor
Well,
Hagrid.
the really expensive stuff calls in the rape tree, so that's the illegal shit.
Yeah, Harry goes into Dumbledore's office and he looks at all the pensieves, and one of them, like, there's just a whole section just says Spank Bank. It's like, don't touch that, Harry.
There's one section that just says Brazzers.
That whole thing that he later on says is full of all of his memories with Voldemort. It's actually just like 2 or 3 vials that are Voldemort. The rest of it's just hardcore porn. or videotapes from like the prefect's bathroom tub where Moaning Myrtle sexually harasses
Or it'd be
people.
like every other guy's like secret porn folder. It's just labeled not porn.
I have a dirty mind, Harry. I need to get it out. I need to just get it out of my head as much as possible. All right. Cut to Slughorn's gala with Hermione sticking it to Ron by inviting this douchey jock named Cormac McLagan.
Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah.
That sounds like a mythical sea creature, like the McLagan. I mean, really, like, oh no, you got the rocks there, and you got dragons there, and you got the McLagan.
I have to say, I cannot imagine this happen. You know, I tried to like think about this in my own life and be like, could you imagine being in high school, having like one of the teachers throw a party but like only for the cool kids, and not only just having that, but also just like, we're all the dumb pieces of shit in my class. You be servants.
Exactly.
Like, come here and just feed your other classmates.
Troubled. That's why I mentioned this scene is specifically for that. I think it is hilarious that Slughorn, just like, such an asshole move is that he has all the rejects be the help.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because they had that first party where he was like trying to figure out like, and again, another classic line from that first one where he's like, oh, I forget the kid's name, but he's like, oh, your uncle and you know, made this great potion. Like, how do you get along with me? He's like, we don't really. He's like, he makes potions, and my dad says like the best kind of potion is a stiff one at the end of the day.
Right.
Classic again. What a line.
But
Scratches him off the list.
Neville's at that first dinner too, so like he's like feeling out the kids for exactly because of his parents. He's feeling out the kids to see, you know, the ones that come from good stock, anyways.
Exactly.
To see who's worthy.
Yep.
But again, he's not prejudiced. Oh no, I'm not prejudiced. I just like the people that, you know, are pure.
Well,
it's like, what? Oh my God.
It's even worse than that too. It's not like they're just walking around serving food. Neville makes a point of saying that one of the kids is in the bathroom handing out towels. That is
hilarious.
It's so demeaning.
Somebody with a coat rack, you know, they got the coat guy.
This is a British thing. It's like they're very comfortable with classism there.
Yeah.
Feudalism never really quite left.
18th generation towel hander.
All the English kids read this and were like, nothing new here, you know, nothing unique here. We're all like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous.
We divide our hatred based on race, not class.
Not class. Who cares what's going on downstairs? Upstairs, downstairs.
Also in the scene,
political again, guys.
Nope,
Sorry.
not at all.
All right, pull back.
Also in the scene too, you got Harry talking to Snape, you know, saying like, "Where's Dumbledore going?" And then Snape just like stares ahead and just walks away.
Turns away from him.
Dude, their interactions are hilarious. He's like, hey, I just want to tell you this thing. And then Harry's like, what? Tell me more. And he's like, fuck you.
Fuck you,
He just like
shit.
walks away, just immediately gets thrown up on his shoes or whatever.
Yeah, my boss told me to tell you this. I'm not doing it out of just the better, you know, the goodness of my heart. Little shit.
Yeah, basically.
Then Draco gets busted for acting like he was invited to the party when he was really just sneaking around the halls. So, of course, Harry needs to snoop. And he overhears Snape chewing Draco out, saying that he made the not unforgivable. He made the unbreakable vow to protect him.
Dun, dun, dun. He's gathering so much information, and he is drawing all the wrong conclusions.
Well, and making accusations with no proof. Like going up to like the one teacher that hates you and the one teacher that likes you, and to make her look even worse, you're like, it was Malfoy that possessed the girl and gave her a penis. You know, it's, do you have any proof? No.
Yeah, this is like the worst version of cool. It's like you've never visited any rooms that are like a jacuzzi and just start naming things. It's like, I know they exist. And it's like, oh my God, Harry, Jesus Christ.
It's like Inspector Clouseau from the Pink Panther.
That's a better comparison. I'll say that. It's also a funnier comparison, which Harry is not, so he fails to have a comparison to this.
That and Ron is a shitty Kato.
Get
that, my little yellow friend.
Fast forward to Christmas time at the Weasleys with Harry and Ginny getting cozy when a gang of Death Eaters burn down their house.
Can Harry and Ginny just stop being so fucking awkward? It's like, you guys have banged me eyes. Now go bang, okay? It's like, that's this like whole scene where Ginny comes up to Harry in a nightie and Harry's sitting on the stairs. It's like, what is happening right now? Yeah. Ginny knows what she's doing. Harry knows what time it is. Just go get under those crooked stairs and fucking bust some nuts.
Get on these structurally unstable stairs, have sex, and then have it collapse on you.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, dude. Even Ron's laying pipe. For fuck's sake. In a tower.
I don't know if there's any more of a clear signal than a woman bending down to tie your shoelaces. I mean, come on.
Fuck.
Is that supposed to be an innuendo for a blowjob? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
I've never.
You're a 16-year-old boy. Who the fuck ties your shoe unless they want to blow you?
I was going to say, I saw when she says that, she's like, shoelace. I'm like, is this a code word? Is this like a tap my foot in the men's bathroom in an airport? It's like, is this supposed to be some sort of common knowledge? And then she goes and ties it for him. And I'm
Harry
like, this
just
is he's like, a girl's touching me. Good. He's like, this is awful. God, these British wizards are. I mean, I'm surprised there are any of them now. This foreplay is horrendous. How do any of them ever find any mates? Good God. But yeah, Harry and Ginny are just dumb pieces of shit running into the fire. Have you ever seen a situation that's more intentionally set up for you to be drawn out of out of any sort of safety into harm? It's like, hey, we just set a ring of fire around your house. I know, I'll run through it. It's like,
and she's literally running
control of a goldfish.
she's literally running away from you, screaming, "I killed Sirius Black," like taunting you like a 5-year-old, and you continue chasing her.
Figure it out, Harry, you piece of shit.
I think that Harry has a little bit of a running back game because he had to like needle his way through like 7 people to get out that front door, and that was impressive. But also, shame on them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, yeah, they probably should have figured it out by Harry, and then like Ginny runs. It's like, you didn't stop 2 of them. They're children. They're also English children. They weigh like a pound. Just like throw an elbow and they'll collapse on the ground.
They're so pale that fire is going to really burn them.
I know, say,
everybody is so fucking pale in this movie.
Yeah,
like translucent pale.
Yeah. Welcome
Again,
to
England. It's a
what
fucking
exactly
filter.
was the point of this attack? Like, why draw them out of the house to blow it up? Why not just blow up the house?
Or kill them.
Never happened.
Right, kill them while they're all in there. Or, you know what I mean? Like, that's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, why do you burn the house down and you just leave them? It's like, all right, yeah, that's right. Trying to fix that with magic.
It was
you did, huh?
Like, I appreciate they were trying to like draw him out like just Harry, and then Ginny comes, and then Ramus and Tonks come. It's like, well, 2 actual wizards, so I guess we can't do shit now. Let's just burn the house. It's like, are you shitting me? You could have brought 100 of you. You could have brought as many of you as you wanted and just murdered all of them. You know what I mean? They're just like, nah, it's all right.
I gotta say,
it's Christmas.
Tonks is a great character. She's not gonna go down as like my favorite because she's not really in the movie a whole lot, but like especially in the books, Tonks is just so cool.
Yeah, she is cool.
She is. No, she's like really good. Like she has all these. She can like transform herself, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
and do all that stuff, and she's just dark wizard catcher and all that stuff. She's also Asha? No, what's that
Ashkenazi Jewish.
Yeah, that's it.
Are we talking about Jewish Dragon Ball Z or what?
Sephardic Jews. No.
Jesus Christ. So
No, go ahead, Max. Go next.
I'm sorry. I just started reading the 5th book again, and another like underrated like Tonks just being hilarious and stuff is that the way that she gets the Dursleys to leave the house for them to pick Harry up is that they she like gives a fake award to Vernon, saying that he won the best suburban lawn award.
Jesus Christ.
That's
And
right.
then she's
That's
also a
so
huge
funny.
artist
awesome.
too. Like she just drops, like she hits everything. Everything falls constantly.
Yeah.
Yes. They kind of hint at that in the fifth one, right? Where she like trips or something.
When they're
Over,
entering
like,
Sirius Black's
Exactly.
house. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's perfect. No, I was gonna say she's the actress that's in
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what is she in Game of Thrones?
She's
She's
A
the
wildling.
wildling that
Wildling
fucks
girl.
the
Oh yeah, it's
the
it's a
dickless
wonder.
dude
Greyjoy.
before when he still had a dick.
yes.
Oh,
Greyjoy.
oh shit!
Yeah.
You're right.
Because I saw her and
Yeah.
I was like, "Who is this? She looks so familiar." And then I was like,
Oh my
"Oh, it's
God.
Tonks." I'm like, "That's really weird."
Oh, that's
now,
cool.
now that
That
I'm
was the opposite.
juxtaposing them,
Yeah, I was the opposite.
Yeah.
I was watching Game of Thrones, being like, "Damn, Tonks has a nice body."
way to go, Tonks!
there,
You really
there you
moved
go,
on from
Remus.
Yeah, there you go. Oh. All right, cut the Slughorn's tampered, pensive memory of him with Tom Riddle, which is very important, and Dumbledore needs that memory. So Harry, being the crafty boy that he is, decides to just reenact the exact scene, hoping that Slughorn will just fill in the gaps, which totally backfires.
Yeah, what a
So
terrible
clever.
plan.
It's so dumb. This
I
is
can't
where
remember, is
Dumbledore should like. It's like, what do you suggest I do? Because you're smarter than me.
I was gonna say, is this the one where he's like, he wants to possess you, or so he wants to capture you? He's like, "Do you want me to?" And he's like, "Yes." Or is that the one before? I forget.
This
now.
is when they've already seen the pensive memory
Oh, okay.
that's all blocked, and
So
then
it's
he's like, you
before.
need to
All
get
right.
you need to extract that memory. So then
Exactly.
Harry just literally repeats what Tom Riddle said, and
Even though he
Slughorn's
doesn't
like,
know.
what are
like,
you doing?
Yeah, he doesn't know like the punchline. He's trying. You know, it was in the restriction section, looking at a dark pit of magic, and
That's right.
well, I don't remember it, but
Raising his eyebrows.
Is there dark magic you can't tell us? Yes, obviously, everyone knows that. Harry, can you leave now?
yeah.
That reminds me of when Voldemort was a child, and he asked me the same exact question, and that's the worst thing I ever did my entire life was answer that question. That's odd. Let me answer it for you again.
So much so that I created a totally fictional memory to make myself feel better about it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It just really comes down to Harry's a real sleuth. You know what I mean? Harry really
That's what I'm
knows
saying.
his ins and outs out of the human psyche to get manipulate people to do what they want.
He
and by that I
fails.
mean he just asks the question
Yeah, exactly.
that he wants answered to.
And when you say sleuth, he means sloth.
He is so fucking bad at this,
So
and he
lazy.
does it over and over and over again in this movie and in
Yeah.
the book as well. So it's just like pages and pages and like minutes and minutes of him just totally fucking everything up, falling flat in his face 100 times. I guess it's borderline admirable that he keeps getting up and just is like, how else should I ask this question? Should I try this? Should I try this? It's just like, dude, so I can't remember. I think it was Bill or someone was saying earlier. It was just like, why don't you just go up to Dumbledore and just be like, listen, I'm a dumb piece of shit. I'm 16 years old. I don't know anything. What do you want me to do? Like you're playing 3D chess. I don't even know what chess is. Just tell me what to do, and so we can solve this problem together.
You're playing 3D chess, and I have to and Ron beats me when we play chess. All right,
Yeah.
let's just you tell me what to do.
Exactly.
But Dumbledore wouldn't let him in on it. Harry's Dumbledore's bottom bitch. He's not gonna let him in on the scheme.
I mean, it gets to the point with Harry, though. He's just like, he's just screaming at Slughorn. It's like, why don't you just fucking tell me the repressed memory already? Just tell me.
Exactly. At that point, that asset in terms of like spy speak is lost.
Yeah.
That's when you kill that asset. That asset is useless, Gino, because the target knows what the asset is trying to do. So you just eliminate it. You just kill it.
I mean,
You
it is
just,
amazing.
You know, it's
He
unbelievable.
puts two and two together immediately. He's like, wait a minute. Did Dumbledore
Yeah.
put you up to this? Did he hire me specifically for the reason of just you trying to get this memory from me? It's like,
Yes.
oh, God.
And Harry's just like,
No?
I don't think so, my lord. It's like, God, useless, sallow British.
I must not tell lies, Professor. No, Harry, not now, not now, Harry.
Stop
Is this
reading
the
your
one
hand,
lesson you
Harry.
actually remembered from all your years?
So is this basically just like English Forrest Gump? Is that what we're working with here? Because that's where it's starting to go.
Well, it's like movies, but we nailed it. John nailed it.
I mean, This guy finds his way to the middle of everything, fucks it all up, still manages to save the world. Like, spoiler alert. Everybody knows.
that is
They even have an
great
English
comparison.
Bubba in Ron.
I know. Oh my God.
That's fucking perfect.
Clotted cream, whipped cream, ice cream.
Is he
Blood pudding.
Jenny? Is he like me?
Oh God. Oh,
Oh my
dear.
gosh. And you do have a Jenny. Except
yeah.
Ginny.
You do. Jesus.
You do.
Holy fuck. All right, stop the recording. We're done. That's it. We got it. We won. We
I
cracked
have to
the
fail to be
code.
the chosen one. I gotta pay. I may not be a smart man, but I know what magic is.
Oh, Max, you need to do a trailer. A Forrest Gump Harry Potter trailer.
Oh my God. Everything's the same. He's an idiot and he's also rich.
Yeah. He just stumbles into shit.
Oh my God. Huh,
His
okay.
mom's a whore.
You know,
Yeah, sure.
The same story.
Both from Alabama. All right.
perfect.
Cut to Ron with a comically stupid grin on his dumb, stupid face after he accidentally eats a bunch of love potion intended for Harry. So Slughorn gives Ron the antidote, and then he pours these two 16-year-olds a glass of brandy as a toast to good health, but the brandy is poisoned, and Ron almost dies.
Romilda Vane, that sly minx. Oh my. second girl in this movie that is absolutely intent on riding the chosen dick. I mean, unbelievable.
To be fair, I mean, no offense to Ginny Weasley and the actress who plays her, but at least Romilda Vane is thumbs up. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, sure. She's like decently attractive. It's like either this woman or who really likes me or this really weird pale redheaded girl.
Or this lady, or this girl that looks like Laura Linney. Which one?
Yeah. I was like,
The thing that really gets me about this whole thing, and really about Harry's love life in general, is like Harry is the most famous kid at Hogwarts by far. He's done all this crazy stuff, and yet still here in the fucking 6th movie, we're still seeing him go, "What, she likes me? Oh no."
he's famous and fabulously wealthy, which we've known since book 1/movie 1. He just has a
Right.
pile of gold.
Yep.
It's like, apparently, I would imagine some people would know that. Which also puts me to another thing. He always goes to all these dinners and things like that. And he looks like a complete piece of shit. He's always wearing some brown coat. I'm like, you have so much money. Can you just buy nice clothes?
Except for the Yule Ball. He looked baller for the Yule Ball.
He
Yeah,
did. He did
he
look at
pulled
that.
that
But the
off.
first one that they did, he had this brown coat with a brown shirt. I'm like, this isn't 1972. You're not a member of the pit. You're not a member of the Padres. So get out of this brown shit. Just put on a good coat.
I have a theory that he spends the only thing that Harry actually splurges on, the only thing, is the fucking private train carriage, you know, like in the on the way to
Candy.
Hogwarts that him and his friends get every single time, like
That is
minus
true.
the time that Lupin was there. But like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, because Malfoy's in a cart with 30 seats in there.
That's
Yeah.
true. Wow,
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. John's crushing it. John, I think you need to be sick more often.
Fuck you.
What did you eat before? You should eat
I'm
that
like-
before every one of these.
I'm like curled up in my chair with just like my knees on my chest right now, just trying to like push my guts back together.
It's like the Futurama episode where Fry eats the tuna salad that makes him super smart.
Oh my god, what an episode too.
That is a good one.
That is an amazing. That's like Jurassic Park and Luck of the Fryish combined together.
I have
Well,
no
see you
idea
guys
what you
later.
just said.
All right.
I gotta go watch Futurama now. Fabulous.
Yeah, so Harry saves Ron's life with a cheat code from the Half-Blooded Prince, and then Ron mutters Hermione's name in his sleep in front of Lavender Brown, so safe to say that relationship is over.
Dude, he's lucky she didn't stab his ass.
Yeah.
She had some crazy eyes later on.
He was lucky that like multiple professors were hanging around as well, right? Because if it was just them, she just would have been like slit
Hello.
Hermione's throat and then like gone right to Ron.
Pillow to
You know
the
what I mean?
face.
Should have
Ice cream
choked him
prince.
out with that fucking pink bandana. Just
Yeah, we see her later, and she's gripping a knife like she's gonna break it, and her eyes are just wide open. It's like,
just very, very slowly lowering the knife into his chest. You were my Wan. You were my Wan.
Now you're gone. Stab.
What would misery be like if set in the Wizarding World? I think I have an idea now. So the place is wooden block between your legs, and no.
I just get drawn back to True Detective. He's like, man, all that dick swagging, you still can't spot crazy pussy. Fuck.
What an absolute amazing time, though, to have like a sex dream in front of all your friends and the professors and everything. Just like, that's the time for a wet dream. Boy, wow. That's a real Ron move. That's a real Ron move.
Yeah, literally, your sister, your best friend, your girlfriend, the girl you're in love with, and then all your teachers and headmaster.
Oh, Hermione. Oh, God.
They kept it just above the waist. So you didn't see the creeping stain across his bedroom. It's like, okay, well, this has become uncomfortable for literally everybody.
It's very strange. He started off coming, and then his body just threw every liquid it had at the situation, and now he's just pissing himself. I don't know.
I don't understand what's happening. Madam Pomfrey, get over here and figure this kid out, please.
We gotta plug a leak. Like, fuck. If it turns red, we're in trouble.
So fast forward to the bathroom duel with Harry and Draco, where Harry almost kills Malfoy after he uses the curse created by the Half-Blood Prince marked for enemies only.
I mean, I know we say it over and over again, but I gotta say it again, is how stupid can you be to use a spell that you have no idea what it's gonna do? I know it says for enemies, but like, you don't know if it's gonna like tickle them or decapitate them.
Yep.
What a bad idea.
I mean, either that or shoot spiders, then you have an infestation. Like, fuck.
and again, I cannot stress this enough. Like, I understand like Hogwarts, it's like, again, they have like a 20-page waiver to come to school here, but could you imagine places in the context of any other school? Student nearly kills student intentionally with a weapon. Professor sweeps in, looks at both of them. One looks super guilty, and everything's fine.
Right. They just brush.
That's like me taking a gun to a school, seeing someone I don't like. This is like, American History X, shooting the kid I don't like, and then everyone being like, well, no one died, so harm, but no foul. So we're fine.
Does the Wizarding World not have attempted murder as a crime? Because I feel like that really was attempted murder.
Yeah. Also, this is the first time that Snape doesn't take points for Gryffindor, which is kind of weird.
Yes! It's something I literally wrote down. I was like, of all the time you could actually take points away. Remember when that time that Gryffindor almost killed a Slytherin? Almost cut him in half? Jesus Christ.
So I think in the book, it's even more brutal, too, because I think it, like, Bill, remind me, you're in trouble, but like, don't they like, it like slits all of his wrists and his neck and everything, like every single artery gets cut?
I think it says he gets like multiple cuts or something like that. He's like really bleeding out, like really is. And then fortunately Snape is there and is good at magic and is able to like, whatever, like cauterize. I don't even know what to say.
It's
like
draw
stop
the blood
bleeding.
like back into the body or something. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I think that's it, right? The spell like gets it back in the body. I'm just like, but yeah, I don't know, the way JK writes it makes it sound like he's like Draco's on like death's door if Snape's not like around the corner because he's just bleeding out.
He is like
shaking and
right.
Yeah, he turns. I think they said something like paler than usual, right? He's already pale. Now he's even, like way paler. Well, that's like, oh my god.
And that's the thing too. And like Harry like runs over. He's like, no. Like he immediately is like, oh fuck. And then he's just kind of standing there.
Yeah,
like a fucking psychopath.
Exactly.
It's like, you don't really look too remorseful there, dude.
Another example, and it's kind of a difference between the movie and the book there, but another example of Harry doing nothing and it being kind of significant.
Yeah.
What's Wizard 911, Harry? Let's go. Let's get cracking here.
Wizard 911. It's Wizard 911, Harry. Come on.
Figure it out, you idiot.
All right. Well, as we can all recall in movie 2, Ginny had a bad history with used books, so she convinces Harry to throw it away in the room of requirements. Then they kiss.
I thought you were about to say Ginny had a fat ass.
He's got a fat ass.
The most sexless kiss in the history of film, right?
There's just, oh my God.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
boy. There's just no chemistry there whatsoever. Oh.
Throw Hermione in here, and everyone can get behind this. Me especially.
Yeah, I'd love to see Ginny kiss Hermione. That'd be great.
Yep.
That's what you meant?
Better.
Yeah. Right? Right? We're all good.
Engorgo.
We need to retreat to our significant version to explain this.
Who did it? Fucking did it.
So I recorded these movies on TV, and there was a storm while I recorded them. So part of this, some of the stuff got scrambled. So like the whole kiss thing got scrambled, and then just let me know if I miss anything important. But what I got after this though is just like from what I remember, it's like Harry drinks that Columbian marching powder potion, and he's finally able to retrieve Slughorn's blocked memory. That's right? Like there isn't anything else before that.
No, that's the next
They
thing that I get
basically
to.
go out like to see Hagrid because Harry's all fucking high, and then Hagrid's burying Aragog, and then because Hagrid and Slughorn are alcoholics, they immediately think, let's go get fucked up. Harry's just sitting there watching.
He takes advantage of Slughorn, and then he finds out that memory. So that memory is of Tom Riddle asking about Horcruxes, which is dark magic, where you store part of your soul in an object to make you immortal. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, this is it's really anticlimactic because you just have two incredibly drunk people, one of whom just collapses and falls asleep, Hagrid. The other is just like don't think poorly of me. It's like, I am. You're a bad person. Like overall, like not even excluding this.
You collect children.
I'm not prejudiced, but here are all my prejudices, and I'm just a piece of shit.
Hagrid pulled a Timmy Page. That's a patented Timmy Page move.
I don't know.
When he's asleep?
Wherever he is, I think I'm done.
He did at least stay in the room with the other people. I mean, he didn't leave to go outside and fall asleep in the woods.
That's true. Or
That's a reasonable point.
Yeah.
or he didn't leave the guy that flew in from Tennessee to stay with him and just left the bar completely. And then that guy had to stay with somebody else.
I need a
I
story.
maintain that was the plan all along.
We discussed this in detail earlier.
So we used to do a thing when Tim would get drunk and pass out that we would just like throw shit on him. So like we would take all the empties and pour them all over Tim, and he would just be like chilling with them.
Yeah, the one memory I have clearly of that is Tim leaving us at the bar with another one of our friends whose name I will not say. We get in a cab ride to go back, and that person is convinced that the cabbie is trying to like screw us and wants to like
the same night. That's the same night, Bill.
Yeah, wants to bail on the cab and is like yelling at the cabbie. I felt so bad the entire time. And then we get back and we find out this other kid doesn't have like a key to get back into the apartment. So we have to, I think we scaled like the fire escape in the back, right? And we ended up getting in through like the back way, and we just dumped Tim's trash cans on him asleep on the couch.
That's when I lived on Fisher Ave, like the one with like all the decks in the back.
Yeah,
and the
Jamaica
top
Lane.
floor.
Yeah. Only thing that Bill didn't mention there is that the person was bitching about the cab driver fucking them over, and then Bill literally tackled them into the cab.
That's right.
The cab driver said, I don't want him. He's like, you're taking him.
Oh my God, dude. I haven't seen you spear anybody before. I'm going to have to make this happen. I'm happy you didn't do it at Max's wedding or anything, but you know.
Yeah, me too.
And that's a Bill Dooley thing. Whether it's
Bleep.
Someone else that we went to John after watching 300 and the movie there, Bill's like, fuck this.
It's kind of my thing, you know.
He'd say, someone eats his specialty.
Some say I might be a angry drunk.
Drunk. I'm just angry.
For those I would attack.
Just angry all the time. You don't need alcohol to give him an excuse. He's a Dooley.
I ain't happy unless I'm mad.
All right,
And I
go
was
back to the
already
movie.
mad.
We're talking about a movie? Is that what
Talking
we're doing?
about Harry
Oh,
Potter.
yeah, fuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Dumbledore concludes that Riddle has 7 Horcruxes, and they've already destroyed 2 of them. One being the diary, the other being Riddle's mom's ring that, old Dumby's hand got all fucked up on. And he needs Harry's help. At this point, too, Dumbledore is starting to look like Richard Harris. First actor.
You
He's
mean
all
near
male.
death?
Yes. Except this is
Do you
makeup.
Do you think he could feel anything in the bad hand?
Ooh, does that raise the possibility for when you give yourself a hand
stranger?
job with a sleep hand?
Oh, yeah, buddy. Anybody tried that?
I haven't, but I'm curious.
It's on my bucket list.
What do you call that?
I think
I mean,
it's
you
a
could do
ghost
it right
hand.
now, John.
Well, I could, but I would have had to sit on my hand for the entire podcast up until now and then pinched one off to let you guys know. 10 out of 10.
Bump, bump, bump.
We'll find out next week. When John demonstrates the stranger jerk off on air.
The stranger, yeah. Stranger.
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Shit.
All right, so Harry and Dumbledore head to the same seaside cave that was on Tom Riddle's wall in that orphanage as you get the disturbing scene of Dumbledore forcing himself to drink this torture liquid that leaves him dying of thirst. So Harry goes to fetch... Go ahead. I keep on going later.
This is so fucked up.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
It's like your
I
worst
remember
memories
watching this
ever.
in theater and just saying out loud. I don't remember who was there. Just like, oh my God. Jesus Christ. This is having read the books, but even just watching this, it was like, Jesus. It's like he has to cut his hand. He's like, oh, don't you? He's like, oh, why? Got to smear it on the wall. It's like, oh, because Voldemort thinks like you have to weaken yourself to get in here. Then meanwhile, he's like, no, I have to drink it because you're too special, Harry. It's like, oh, what a nice throwaway comment, even though you've been using this kid as a piece of meat the whole time. And then he is just getting like
seasoning.
He's just like screaming and crying. It's like, oh my God, this is so uncomfortable. This is terrible.
His eyes get all fucking loopy and crazy looking.
He's like weeping for mercy. Like, oh,
Could you? That's what I think is so fucked up when you see like an adult, like someone who you like in the context of this book and this whole series is like someone you just respect, who you think is like perfect, and then all of a sudden he is like begging for death and crying. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is taking a sharp turn from Alohomora and trying to knock out trolls with a big dumb club. It's like, meanwhile, it's like this has gotten real fucked up.
And that's the thing too when you read the books too, because you feel safe the entire time they go on these little adventures with Dumbledore. It's like everything's gonna be fine, and then it's not.
Yeah,
and he's screaming.
Okay, exactly. So, oh my God,
Screaming, probably lost his legs, and in about 5 minutes you'll hear Harry go, "Something bit me." He drags his ass out of the cave.
Lieutenant Dan. Dumbledore smells like cigarette.
No, that'd be Cho Chang, Tim. That'd be Cho Chang.
Yeah. Now, for Dumbledore, it'd be like, you don't have any hands, Dumbledore. I know,
Yeah.
This maps too well. These two series map too well.
Yeah, so Harry goes to fetch some water from the lake when Voldemort's army of the dead rise from the bottom. Oh, shit. And then they pull Harry down. Oh, fuck, it can't end like this. And it doesn't, because Dumbledore saves Harry and they arrive back at the astronomy tower.
Elder Wand being a fucking boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yep. Cheat code again.
Which again, I have to say these things, whether the inferior, like, they don't really talk about them much, but it's like basically like, yeah, zombies. These are like they're like corpses that have come to life, and they are just like pulling him under. It's like, could you imagine? It's like you're in this weird ass cave, murky water, you're just getting pulled under. It's like this is fucking nightmare. This is ghoulish.
Yeah. Wait a minute, I've seen this in that Hercules Disney movie.
But I'm not aging quickly. I must be a god.
This is
Where's James Woods?
Where's James Woods with that lovely sense of humor he has, that like cutting tongue of his.
Yeah, and like I voted for Trump and proud of it kind of a thing. Yeah, it's
I saw a thing on Twitter the other day that said Carrie Fisher's done more movies in the last 3 years than James Woods, and she's dead.
Oh my God.
Slam.
Oh God. Yeah, so on Dumbledore's orders, Harry runs to get Snape. But before he can leave, Harry sees that the Death Eaters appear and they circle Dumbledore.
Bam, bam, bam.
He's about to get beat in. You ever had your shit pushed in, Tim?
Oh, no. Tim, don't answer that question. We're not indulging those kinds of questions. No.
I'm so glad that we have legal counsel now. And he's not even the lawyer.
Back to the Death Eaters here, fellas. What are they eating? Death? I mean, am I right?
Oh!
What's the deal?
Oh, dude, Mike's been done since the beginning.
All right, so this is the real like prime example though of in the book, Dumbledore immobilizes Harry so that he can't act. And in this, he just tells him not to, and I like it. It makes a big difference, you know, like the fact that he just sits there and watches everything happen, and then like watches them leave. Apparently, like waits 5 minutes and then tries to chase him down. Like I don't understand any of that. It makes so much more sense when Harry is, you know, magicked into immobility.
And he's screaming silently.
I agree.
Yeah, I actually reread that scene today.
Way better. That's a way better thing because that leads you to like infer a lot from that, whereas him just watching leads you to infer nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like it. Wouldn't have added any like time to the movie. It wouldn't have been difficult. Like I don't understand why they made the decision to change that.
I think this is why JK stepped in the last two movies as like a higher up producer. Was like, we aren't going to fuck this one up, guys.
Yeah.
We just can't.
She's like, you've really let this thing kind of like all these like threads just fall by the wayside.
I mean, for fuck's sake.
Pull this back together to like the core.
This is their fifth director? Or like fourth or third or some shit?
Fourth.
Yeah, fourth. Yeah,
fourth director.
Fucking director, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the defense against the dark arts position. It's like it's cursed. Reeling it back in. So
Nice.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Oh God.
Zap. Bam.
There was does anyone else remember those shirts that people used to wear? Or at least there was one girl that at least we went to school with. I remember wearing it where it says something like Dumbledore dies on page like 600 whatever. Like I just saved you having to read the book. Like, could you imagine those existing? Like, I don't know. Like, they obviously exist today, but like that's like a thing that like, on the internet or anywhere else, if you tell people like what happened at the end of like whatever Game of Thrones, Mad Men, whatever, like people would like cut you in half.
Oh, like
But,
yeah,
like, 2007.
I'm thinking of Endgame, like the Marvel movies, and like the spoiler control that was going on in the internet.
Absolutely.
With that. Yeah, like people would have
That's a great
lost
example,
their
right?
mind and tried to kill you.
Right. I just remember people like being in school wearing that shirt. And I just mean like, now I've read the books, so like it didn't matter to me, but I'd be like, could you imagine if you like didn't read it? It's like, this is real weird. And I didn't even like the person that wore the shirt in high school either. So it like made me like maybe even angrier when I think about it now. So I was like, God.
Yeah.
I know, I couldn't imagine if someone was walking around giving away the endings to Lethal Weapon movies.
Riggs wins.
Entire country.
Once again.
Entire country
dead by
burned into the ground.
It gets revoked.
So do you think Alan Rickman gave Dumbledore a falling lesson in this scene?
I know. I was wondering that. It's like, do you think Alan Rickman like being on the other end of that tower?
Yeah, like, ha.
That's great.
I'm the captain now.
Look at
That's
me.
perfect. I actually had never thought of that before. They both have spectacular falls.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Lots of waving arms. Lots of robes. I like the robes. That was good. That did really well falling, 10,000 feet. That was fantastic. Or, 1,000 feet, whatever it is.
Also, the kid that plays Malfoy did a great job in the scene too.
He did.
He's probably that's probably the best act to see in the entire movie. It's because it's like all the conflicting in the rage that he has. Like he does a really good job.
Yeah. You can just you can. It's believable that he is just completely torn. Like he doesn't really want to do it, but he feels like he has to and stuff. Yeah.
They'll kill me if I don't. Yeah.
It important to note though, real minor technicality here, but very important for book 7 is that Malfoy doesn't kill Dumbledore, but he disarms him. Critical point there, Max.
Yeah.
Critical point.
Yeah, let's dive into this.
Yeah.
Let's get really.
Do they even? I
balls
don't know if
deep.
they mention that in the movies or not, but
Oh, they
find
probably
out, I
don't
guess.
because they suck.
probably not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry just picks up the wand and goes, "It's mine now.
I think I've got it, yo.
I'm gonna fix my other one." All right. Yeah, so Harry then runs after the bad guys while Bellatrix just goes ape shit, just casting the Death Eater sign in the sky, destroying the Great Hall, and burning down Hagrid's hut. It's like, fuck you, Hagrid!
That one was just for her. That one was just for her. She didn't have to do that.
No.
Yeah. What? Like Hagrid's
kicking
got
a dog on
nothing.
the way out.
God.
I think it was time to just move the house again. If you'd notice, like almost every single movie, the house is somewhere else. It was just time.
It's like the Roman requirements.
It just has to happen.
It is.
Somebody has to.
It is by far like they keep every actor and everything is consistent. It's amazing. They have 8 movies and they like there's almost no actor changes. The one thing that is absolutely thoroughly inconsistent is the landscape that the castle is on. It is all over the place, from being like in the middle of the woods, immediately adjacent to a giant body of water, in the middle of mountains, giant plains. Like, I'm surprised it wasn't at some point just on like a pier out in the ocean or something. Like, it's never in the same place.
It's in the city.
Yeah. Whoops. I think it's the Lower East Side. Sorry.
Yeah, so then Snape stuns Harry and confesses to being the half-blooded prince after Harry tries to hit him with that enemy curse.
Enemy curse? What does that just say? That you're my enemy?
No,
Yep.
It's
the Sectum Sempra,
massively fuck you up. Yeah.
the one that's meant for enemies, the one that he used on Malfoy.
Oh.
Yeah, he tried to use
And
that.
like, it's
Snape's
kinda
like,
like
bitch, I made
overkill
that
thing."
curse.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's intense.
It's like, use my own spell against me, I'll show you.
Only a fucking emo kid could invent a curse like that. It just kills you by slit wrists. That's intense.
All right, can we talk real quick? At what point did Malfoy become a repairer of magical furniture? How does he fix the furniture that carries people? Like it was broken, and somehow Malfoy's able to fix that. I don't understand that.
It was after he got that sports coat tailored.
Yeah.
That's when.
All
He's
right,
moving
there
up
you
in
go.
the world.
Problem solved. Good enough.
Yeah, this is like the weird thing where it's like this is like kind of where they're trying to tell you like Malfoy isn't like a total piece of shit. Like he has like some magical ability where he's like been repairing this thing all year, even though it's, I don't know. I wouldn't imagine it would take that long to fix, but
Poor Malfoy. He just wanted to go to vocational school, but his dad wouldn't let him.
You're too rich to go to that school.
Yeah. You ain't going to slow tech.
You're going to an Ivy school. And you gotta cheat on your wife every day. What?
Oh? I never loved your mother. You know that, don't you?
Okay, so to wrap up the movie, Harry discovers that the Horcrux locket is a fake, and someone with the initials RAB beat him to the punch. As the film closes out with an Empire Strikes Back shot of the 3 good guys looking at the sunset over the horizon as they prepare to destroy the remaining Horcrux and Voldemort for good.
And once again, Harry, I'm gonna go do it alone by myself. Shut the fuck up, Harry. We all know that's not what's going to happen. Why do you still think that Hermione and Ron should be like, yeah, that sounds dangerous. Not for me. No thanks.
Yeah. Is he just like right eyes, Ron and Hermione, just waiting for them to say something? It would have been hilarious if Hermione just goes, just let us know how that goes.
Yeah. If they just left them hanging, that would have been hilarious.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
Cool.
It would have been a very short 7th book because Harry would have died on page 1. Lack of food and water, common sense, anything.
He gets hit by a car.
Preparedness. Yeah, just exactly.
The muggle death.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
The entire 7th book would be him working at like JCPenney and somebody has to remind him that he's magical.
God.
That's an old life. That's not me anymore.
Yeah.
No, Harry, really, you can do magic. You have a wand. Wait, that was real? I just assumed I dreamt all that.
Oh my God.
This owls come in this fucking building and shit over all of our clothes every day. There's messages every 20 minutes saying, we need your help. Everyone's dying.
Yep.
I didn't think those were for me.
These shirts. Okay. Should we get into trivia?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cool. Not a whole lot here. There's 3. Actually, there's two. I already saw one of them.
Fuck it, there's none. Let's move
We're
on.
off to a good. Yeah, there's none.
Moving on to questions. All right. So they actually filmed all 6 Voldemort flashbacks, but they only showed 2,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Really?
which fucking sucks because again, the pensive memories are the best parts of the books.
Yeah. Like, all right, fine. Let's editing time, whatever, runtime. Like they make decisions. Fine. Why do they not include those things on like the bonus features? You filmed them.
Yeah, where are the director cuts?
People there are people out there that want to see the 3-hour cut of this movie.
Yeah,
the fact that they're bringing back the fucking Snyder cut of that Justice League movie, but they won't do this shit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
Wait, your mother's name is my mother's name? Oh my god.
Murder.
No, but like they could easily, if they were smart, what they would do is like they do director's cuts, make them like 4.5 hours long, put them on that HBO Max thing, and have them be like 6-episode miniseries.
That'd be great.
I would definitely buy that.
I would absolutely watch the shit out of that. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Oh yeah.
I don't either. All right, second piece of trivia. Warner Brothers spent $150 million promoting this movie.
100 what?
Jesus
How much?
Christ. How much did it make?
It made $935 million on a $250 million budget. Yeah.
Okay.
So they spent about $400 million total on it.
Yikes.
A lot of money.
God,
It's a lot of money for a movie that everyone knew was coming out.
That's what I mean. Like, do you even need to promote this? You just put like one thing on the internet, be like, "Don't forget, Harry Potter exists." People are like, "Oh right,
It's the
there's
6th
a movie
one.
coming out."
This is movie 6.
Yeah, Jesus.
I didn't even like watch these movies until I was 28, and I knew that this shit was coming out because I was in fucking like Mrs. Sharp's Latin class, and she came prancing in like all dressed up and shit for it, and I just remember thinking like, you are an adult, you're an adult, you fucking loser.
Yeah.
And here we are talking about Harry Potter 1 week at a time.
Little would I know, 10 years later, I'd be doing 18 hours of Harry Potter content.
God damn it.
You're an adult, Tim.
I hate this.
One lethal weapon.
Time for questions. Who's your favorite and least favorite in this?
My least favorite was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And my favorite was, you know what? I'm just going to go with Snape. So misunderstood. So slithery. And I mean, shit. Killed Dumbledore.
My favorite is Luna Lovegood because she's fantastic. And
Get it,
obviously
cat.
She's the school drug dealer. So
Yes.
that's always great.
Yeah, she's going to all the magical music festivals. Just bobbing her head.
My least favorite is the dead Aragog because that's a gross spider and I don't even want to see that ever.
Good point.
Yeah, die on your feet.
Just be burned.
Yep. So I'll say my favorite character is Snape because he's just so practical. He's so good. He is just getting shit done, like just constantly, just like chugging along, misleading this person, like doing work on this thing. And again, always a great sense of dress. My least favorite is I'm forgetting her name now, but Ron's girlfriend,
Lavender Brown.
What is her? Yep, Lavender Brown. Useless person. Just pathetic, kind of psychopathic. Yeah, just pretty awful overall. So yeah, she's definitely that person for me.
So Preble, I'm gonna have to agree with you. My least favorite is also Lavender Brown because she is psychotic, and primarily for the reason that she is obsessed with Ron Weasley.
Yeah,
I don't really even care about everything else. She's just a teenage girl, but of all the people she chooses Ron Weasley. So you know she's
all
fucked
these
up.
Apparently hundreds of children you could try and but
My favorite, and I was a little distressed to hear all the hate that she was getting tonight. But it was is Ginny. Ginny is my favorite. Ginny. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why because one, Ginny can fucking play Quidditch. She is real good at Quidditch. So I get why Harry's on board with her. And two, you can't blame her for the romance scenes with Harry Potter. He is a fucking nerd. All right, he's a dead fish. That's not her fault. So she can
Why
ball.
does she like him?
She can ball.
Everybody's got something.
All right, that's good. I'm all set. I'm all set with that now.
He feels better.
Harry kisses Ginny. Is like, why aren't you crying?
I understand that's how sex starts. One person starts
Well,
crying.
when all the guys say that she got real wet, that's because of all the tears, right? Right?
Terrible.
Where'd everybody go?
I don't really know if you're my type. You don't have any dead boyfriends, do you?
Oh no.
Any dead boyfriends that gotta move on to bigger and better things than I'll ever fucking do? Okay. That's a dig at Danny Radcliffe. Okay. Boom. I like Danny Radcliffe. I'm just joking. My favorite's Dumbledore, and my least favorite is Dumbledore's delivery of his final words. Again, in the book. But in the book, he says it like he's pleading, and he's super weak. And then in this, he's just kind of conversational with Snape when he says it. Yeah.
True. Again, the book, always superior to the movie.
Yep. That Aragog thing, too. That's the thing that kind of puts old Sluggy over the top, is he takes Aragorn's, like, poison or something. He extracts it when Hagrid's not looking. He's like, I can get a lot of money for this. He's all super pumped up about it. He's like, let's get some drinks. That's how it happens in the book. All right. Just how IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes have their own rating systems, we decided to make our own. So, what would your rating be for this one?
My rating is 6 American History X style curb stomps. Out of my immense nightmares of that dead spider.
I'll give this, I'd say about 3 stranger tugs out of the 10-pound shit that I am deserved right now.
That's good. I will say this is about 6 to 10 failed investigations by Harry Potter detective over one super duper dead Aragog. Just uncomfortably dead. Uncomfortably large, uncomfortably dead.
All right, I'm gonna give this one wet dream with an audience out of being sold to a pedophile for information.
Let him collect you, my dear.
Add you to my collection. You'll be top shelf. Top shelf you are. I'm going to give this one slightly disappointed coffee shop waitress out of one Law & Order SVU Love Potion episode.
Oh my God. Dun, dun, dun.
You mean to tell me that...
You telling me I fucked this fugly ass bitch because she gave me a magical date rape potion?
You mean to tell me that's my wife now?
You mean to tell me I've been married to her for 15 years?
Oh, shit.
You mean to tell me that it's not my hand that's been jacking me off?
You mean to tell me that Coco, that ain't her real ass? Look at my ass. Look at my wife's ass and titties. Look at them. Look, they're huge.
What was it that you did at my wedding, Max, when Lisa's father was taking a picture of you folks? You were like, get them titties in the picture. Get them close.
Get them up. Yes. I have quite a sexy, busty wife, and she had nice elevated boobs for this wedding, and I was screaming at her.
Elevated.
Well, I don't know how to say it. No, they're all pushed up, and that's what I was screaming at her while John's now father-in-law was trying to take a picture. It's just me drunkenly saying, "Get those titties up! Push those titties up!"
I wish that wasn't a picture, but a video, Max, so I can see this.
Well,
I didn't buy you that anti-gravity bra for nothing.
I mean, you can see in the picture of me
There's
screaming.
one. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That's what with her giving you eyes, that actually made his evening.
Good. Because
That
the
really
next
did.
day I was like,
Love
ah,
that.
fuck.
Nah, all of his friends are animals. It's fine.
Good. Anything else you guys want to cover?
No.
Good.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Okay. Well, that is part 6 of our Harry Potter movie marathon. If you like the show, tell your friends about us, rate and review, and stay tuned as we dig into the Deathly Hallows Part 1 next week.
Bam, bam, bam.
I said Hallows. I think it's Hollows. Deathly Hallows? Or Hallows?
Hallows. You had it right. Hallows.
I think it's Hallows. Yeah,
Is it Hallows? No, it's Deathly Hallows.
Yeah,
They say Hallows.
good job, Max.
Gallows. You're all wrong.
Hallow.
Oh, yeah, I guess Gallo, Hallow.
Yeah, whatever.
Deuces, fuckers.
Bye.
Hey. I gotta say, I'm gonna applaud myself for saying Ginny right every single time in this episode.
You should.
I noticed that, and I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to destroy the rhythm.
I learned my lesson.
Good for you. All right, I've had to pee for the past half hour.
Me too.
So thank you all, because I took Max's advice, and I have a cooler right next to me, so I've drank 5 beers. So I am going to literally unleash something Moses-like, I want to say, on my toilet. And so, been a pleasure, gang.